Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Second video in 2 days. You might be getting a lot more videos considering all the craziness that's going on in just the AFC alone when it comes to the NFL. NFL free agency period has been crazy. We're definitely going to discuss what I'm going to just call the AFC arms race at this point, because the AFC North and the AFC West are going to be something to be beholden. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, or you just waking up, or you just getting out of work and didn't see the alerts, let me tell you now, big move. And I'm not even going to give you all the details. Just know that Deshaun Watson is now a Cleveland Brown. He's now a Cleveland Brown for 3 firsts, I believe a third and a fifth. It was 3 firsts and some change, put it that way. And he's signing a new 5-year, $230 million contract, fully guaranteed. Now, why is this significant? I'm going to try to attach a link if you guys want to follow and check out the other video when I talked about Pat Mahomes' deal. This is how you do a deal when you're a quarterback and you have the opportunity to strike while the iron's hot. All right. 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed. No matter what happens, he's going to see $230 million. And in 3 to 4 years, they're probably going to renegotiate that deal. And this is all, of course, pending whatever happens with the investigation with the women. The last I understood, he's not going to be found guilty for it. And I forgot what the exact wording for it is, but he hasn't exactly been cleared. I just understand, it's my understanding that I don't think he's being tried. And I know that might rake a few people's nerves, but innocent until proven guilty. And I don't want to dive too deep into that because it's kind of a touchy subject, from which I don't really have an opinion, because we don't know, he hasn't had his day in court, so to speak. So, $230 million. So the reason I said I'm going to attach the link to the Pat Mahomes contract was because I made the case why Pat Mahomes' deal isn't necessarily a good one. And without giving you the whole spiel of the video, I just basically stated that in an effort to try to be team friendly, Pat Mahomes signed like a 10-year, $450 million deal, but it was only guaranteed for, basically, if he got cut, he was gonna make less than $200 million, right? And I didn't understand why he would sign such a long deal, considering inflation, the way the salary cap moves, and that he could have been the first quarterback to sign a fully guaranteed deal and kept it pushing, and eventually made more than the $450 million valuation after 12 years. Because remember, it was a 10-year extension and he had 2 years left. So that Deshaun Watson, 5 years, $230 million is guaranteed. They're probably going to come back to the table in 3 to 4 years, and who knows, by then it might be 350. So that's just food for thought. I made the case, always take the money. And why in Pat Mahomes' case I said it was important is, and I'm just going to put it out there because you might see these whispers start to, kind of happen. All right. The Chiefs have suffered defeat in the last couple of years. There's a growing sense that they're no longer the juggernaut they used to be. Pat Mahomes looked human at times this year, and I stated in that video that after 2023, going into 2024, I believe, that Pat Mahomes could conceivably get cut and only have made like $100 million of that deal. Now, why is that? Why would anybody ever think Pat Mahomes could get cut, right? Well, here's why. So Tyreek Hill not getting any younger, Travis Kelce not getting any younger, and I just talked about how now there's an AFC arms race. Russell Wilson's just made it to the division, and Devontae Adams just made it into the division. Chandler Jones just made it into the division. Khalil Mack just made it into the division. J.C. Jackson just made it into the division. The Kansas City Chiefs' big signing is Juju Smith-Schuster today. Now, will the Chiefs be good? Anytime you have the triumvirate of Travis Kelce, Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, of course you're going to be good. But this is the year that I think they can be had. All right, those teams are really armed up to the teeth. The Chargers can be just as explosive offensively as the Chiefs are. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's a little hyperbole saying just as explosive, but they're just as dangerous offensively. And now they got big time playmakers on defense, where the Kansas City Chiefs, we saw what their defense consists of. And What if you fall into a situation where the Chiefs have a down year? By their standards, they had a down year this year. What if that trend continues? They have a down year. I'm not saying they're going to quit on Pat Mahomes, guys, but if you're a team and the year is bad enough, and let's say Andy Reid retires, they hire a new coach, and then another bad year is had, right? You might start thinking about blowing it up. Travis Kelce will be, I believe he's already 30, so he'll be up there in age. How long do you think Tyreek Hill is going to be the fastest man in the NFL? And they don't have money to do anything with the roster. It might just food for thought. But if that division ends up being as chaotic as it looks, and you look around and you go, we can't keep pace with these guys unless we make a strong move, which I doubt it will be Pat Mahomes. I'm sure that they'll lose Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce before they do that with Pat Mahomes. But let's say Pat Mahomes looks bad for some reason. These thoughts are going to start, being had because a rebuild might be something that has to be whispered out there. And then Deshaun Watson, now in Cleveland. We all know the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson's dangerous. We all know that Cleveland, who was a prospective Super Bowl contender last year with Baker Mayfield, oh my God, they just replaced Baker Mayfield with Deshaun Watson? Are you kidding? Division's going to be looking, that division's going to look a little rough. All right, so you got the Ravens, you got the Browns, who I'm going to go ahead and just put my pencil down as the favorite as long as Deshaun Watson's healthy and at least looks some semblance of what he looked. He has been a year out of football. And so we got the Ravens, Browns, and then you got Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And last I saw, they were talking to La'el Collins, and they've already signed a couple guards. So they've already addressed some of the issues that they've had. That division, I feel sorry for you Steelers fans. We all know that I've been talking to Shane, who's a big Steelers fan. And I told him 3 years ago to start that reboot, while they had a young enough defense, good enough defense, and go ahead and convince Ben Roethlisberger to retire 3 years ago and find a new quarterback because the rest of that division is coming. And now, because they waited too late, they could be looking at the last team in the division, be looking like the last team in the division. And it's not even because they're going to be bad. It's just the rest of that division is just up and coming. Man, it's going to be an exciting year. I mean, what do you guys think about Devontae Adams joining Derek Carr? Chandler Jones on the other side of Max Crosby. And then I didn't even touch on this yesterday. Yannick Ngakoue made it over to the Colts. I'm a big fan of Yannick Ngakoue. I don't like the way he left Jacksonville, but I don't feel the same way I felt about him. I don't feel the same way about him that I felt about Jalen Ramsey, because I feel like Jalen Ramsey really trashed the organization on the way out the door and was a real big diva about it. Where Yannick Ngakoue is a little bit different is that, he's a smaller guy, and I hate to say that he suffers from small guy syndrome, but he's been underestimated at every turn, and I think it's just one of those things that always drives him. So when he thought he was a premier pass rusher and he balked at that $19 million that we offered him, I knew going into that year, just based on how he approached life, that if we didn't hit him with the right number he wanted to hear, he was going to feel disrespected. And I think that that's carried over to different teams where his attitude just kind of rubs people the wrong way. He's a rigid personality. Really believes in himself, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think there's a little bit of an element of lacking self-awareness, because now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, he's on his 5th team now. Jags, Vikings, Ravens, Raiders, Colts. He's on his 5th team now. I'm not even sure what his contract situation looks like, but I'm sure it's not what Jacksonville offered. And I think he definitely shot himself in the foot and played himself a little bit. But I wish him the best. Actually, no, I don't, because he's a Colt. And it's going to be rough to see him. And I don't like the fact that the Jags, Walker Little better learn to play some damn right tackle, because I don't want to see Jawan Taylor at right tackle anymore. If anything, try to see what this man looks like at guard. And in this situation, he might have to play left guard because we just signed Scherf. Just some food for thought, all right? Because I don't want Jawan Taylor was that bad. Walker Little better learn to play right tackle. I don't even care for Cam Robinson. Definitely did not deserve the franchise tag, but I like him a lot better than I like Jawan Taylor, and I like the prospect of Walker Little, Cam Robinson. even though I would prefer Walker Little at left tackle and Cam Robinson to the right tackle. But unfortunately, we franchised Cam Robinson as a left tackle. So don't know how that's going to work. And lastly, I just want to touch on my thoughts on the number 1 pick. The Jags have it, and everybody seems to be infatuated with Aiden Hutchinson. Listen, this is my thoughts on it. I want Kayvon Thibodeaux. I want the guy that everybody's been touting as the number 1 prospect for years. Not just this year, for years. I think we're doing that thing where a guy's been so good for so long, we got to start poking holes in him. And I'm not saying that he's a perfect prospect. By all means, he does have a lower ceiling than Hutchinson, which is why, not a lower ceiling, lower floor than Hutchinson, which is why everybody's in love with Hutchinson. Because they see he has a high floor. I just don't see the superstar potential in Hutchinson that I see in Kayvon Thibodeaux. I've seen Kayvon Thibodeaux dominate in jarring fashion. Give me that kid. I don't want the safe one. If he busts, I know that that's a terrifying prospect. But what I don't want with the number 1 pick is a guy that's just, he's all right, he's good, but he doesn't change life. And ultimately, he doesn't even fit the system. He's a 3-4. We're running a 3-4, which I don't even know if that's still the case, considering we let go out the door 2 of our middle linebackers. We did bring Aluakun back, but we're short another middle linebacker. I don't know how I feel about them just rolling out Shaq Quarterman and Dylan Moses, who are largely unproven to this day. But this is also something I was a little bit worried about with Doug Peterson, because I did feel that he left the cupboard a little bare defensively in Philly. Philly's still looking for linebackers, and this was something I was concerned about. So that's just food for thought. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely comment. Get back at your boy. Please like and subscribe and comment and share. Help your boy out. Help this channel out. It's not just about me. It's for us. I want to definitely start dialogue with as many fans, NFL fans, as possible. All right? I appreciate the help. Holla at your boy.